This is the Erin Cruz Show. Politics for the people and by the people. With your host, Erin Cruz.
Hello, everybody. We are live today with Roxanne Hoge. She is running for California State Assembly in District 46. We are up to the line here. We're I think the polls are open. Everybody's getting out the vote. How's it going, Roxanne?
It's going great. I think people are underestimating what's going to happen in California. We have really an army of us, an army of Davids. You, me, so many people on Twitter and on Facebook and in real life have really planted a flag in California. So many people thought we were lost. And I mean that figuratively, but also literally. Today I had to go drop the kids at school, go get my eyebrows done, run a bunch of errands. And a couple times I got off the freeway and came smack dab against a John Cox sign, a Yes on 6 sign, and a Roxanne Common Sense sign that I didn't put up.
That's awesome.
So that's a good literal sign that we're seeing out there.
Right.
So we'll see.
So, I know that people have been really super excited about this election, especially Republicans. And I know the Democrats are a little bit more quiet. And, I've seen the liberal progressive left media even saying, save America. And I'm like, the left? Save America? It kind of befuddles me. But, some people have asked, they've said, well, do you really think that Republicans are going to get out and vote? I believe they are. What's your sense, Roxanne? Because you're a walk away.
Right.
You used to be a Democrat. You're now Republican. You've
Here's the thing. There's two different elections going on, right? There's the election in the other 49 states, which is interesting and fascinating and very, there's local and national implications for all those states. But California has been, always will be its own beast. And we have this very strange situation here where majority of the time, no one is that excited to vote because the outcome is preordained, right? Like Democrats are like, why bother? There's a line. Forget it. I know what's going to happen. Republicans are like, why bother? I know what's going to happen. Why wait? And this time, there's a frisson of something different in the air, and that's because it has become so abundantly clear that one-party rule has left us in a complete morass here in our state. So yes, the presidential and national implications are huge, but all our statewide candidates from John Cox, Mark Moyser, Stephen Bailey, Konstantinos Roditis, on down to me, the Yes on 6 movement, we're all saying to people, hello, have you noticed something is off about the way our state is run? On Friday, we actually finally got a chance to have a debate between the incumbent and I in this district.
That's awesome. How did it go? Tell us about that, because there may be people watching this who this has come across their social media. As a matter of fact, give me just a second. I want to make sure and retweet this out. You may hear a little kerbundling, but I think that, there may be people who are still on the fence. They're not sure who they're going to vote for. They're not sure, what they want to do. So, and they may be listening to you right now. What do you have to say to them? Because there is such a difference between what's in Sacramento, the communist progressive left ideologies taking over the state and flushing taxpayers dry, and the people who are actually on the ground who want to just have a good life and not be taxed and spent to death. I mean, what do you have to say to them about who you are and what you want to do?
I would say to everyone, no matter your party affiliation, no matter what you think about national politics, no matter whether you feel like voting, maybe not this time, you're too busy, you don't have to be a Republican to vote for a Republican. You just have to not want human waste on your streets. And Gavin Newsom on down to the incumbent in my race, their platform is higher taxes, rewarding criminality and illegality of all stripes, and making California unaffordable and creating, an escape from New York situation where there's the very, very wealthy in the elite private club, which I thought that liberals didn't like, to have a club where, everyone can't be a member, and then the rest of us. And those of us who feel like saps because we pay our taxes, we follow the rules. If, someone wants to have a restaurant, they actually go through the process of permitting and paying a lease and opening a place and health inspections. And then the city council says to anyone with a truck, a can of Sterno and some raw chicken, sure, open up shop on the streets of LA. I think everyone is going, no, thank you. No, thank you. So I actually put my advice for today on a T-shirt.
I saw yes, I love it. I love it.
I owe you one.
True. I think it's true. We just need people who are real people, who will see the reality of what's been happening, know it because they've lived it, and do some restorative work up there in Sacramento to common sense.
You asked me about the debate. It was fascinating because, like I said, the incumbent's a nice guy, reasonable enough guy, but there's no pushing back against the party structure. And I'm not nice. I'm not going to Sacramento to be nice. I ran to go cause trouble and disrupt the status quo. But someone asked about the biggest issue in our neighborhood in the San Fernando Valley. What about homelessness and this mental illness and the addiction on the streets? And he actually spoke for 3 minutes about how we, the Democrats, have no plan, but we're going to work on a plan. What we need is more money and time.
They've had plenty of time to figure out a plan. The Democrats have had plenty of time to figure out a plan to get spending under control, to get our infrastructure fixed, to fix the issue of homelessness, address mental illness issues, help veterans, and do all of these things. They have literally run the state into the ground, and everything they've done is counterproductive. So, it's Roxanne's turn.
That's right. And by the way, you can find
the people's choice, the people's time to take control and to put common sense back in.
And if anyone has a question about how we got here, because you can't fix the future until you know how you got there, right? Like, where did we go off the rails? Look for the debate. Watch the debate. It's on my Twitter. It's on my Facebook.
Tell them
on my website.
Tell them what your Facebook
my
is.
Twitter is Roxanne for AD46. My Facebook is Roxanne Hoge for Simply, and my website is rightonusa.org. And you spell Hoge Hoge. I keep forgetting to say that, and people spell it lots of different ways.
It's right
but
down
you can
here. The spelling is right down here. But folks,
go
to her Twitter, which should have a link to her website, which is
and YouTube,
on USA, right?
Yes. Yeah, rightonusa.org. And YouTube has the site. It's all over Nextdoor and all of social media because, I let the assemblyman speak. He got the bulk of the speaking time because he made the best case for me that anyone could.
Right. His current status quo establishment running the state into the ground isn't working. It hasn't worked, and the people are fed up. Well, I'm really proud of you. I'm so proud of you for stepping up, putting yourself out there, putting your family out there, because this isn't just you running. This is your family. And it's a great sacrifice. I'm proud of you. I'm grateful that you're running. The people are with you. No matter what happens, the people are with you. And we know that the best place to be is by one another's side, united. That is the only way that we are going to take California back and make California
as a team
again. And, common sense leadership. So now, what is the top issue for you going into office? The top action item that you want to address first?
Well, like you said, it's a team. I would love to applaud and support John Cox when he's governor and everything that he's going to be able to do. One of the things he first said that made me just my heart go pitter-patter was that he'd like to institute zero-based budgeting. I'd like to get behind that. I think California could be booming. We could have an amazing economy if we unleashed and reduced a bunch of the regulations. We should, first of all, drop our top tax rate to be in line with the federal tax cuts that everyone else got to take advantage of. We should stop rewarding criminality. So Sanctuary state laws, gone. Prop 47 and 57 and reducing felonies to misdemeanors, including rape of an unconscious person and letting people, including sex offenders, out of jail, gone. All those things that say to law-abiding people, you're a chump, gone. I think it's incredibly important that we reduce the ridiculous number of duplicated boards and commissions. Businesses need to be able to function without fear of class action lawsuits because their bathrooms aren't at 68 degrees. So the Private Attorney General Act, PAGA, gone. There's so much we can do by cutting. One of the things the incumbent said in our debate was like, I can't even keep track of bill numbers because we vote on 5,000 bills a year. Are you kidding me? It's not possible for a human to keep up with that. So
lobbyists,
you
know what they are, big lobbyists,
absolutely.
They're big money donors. They're all these people that aren't funding grassroots candidates. They're funding incumbents who can actually keep the bankrolls going, keep the machine rolling, and keep their pocketbooks full. So, yes,
all those bills are being written not by the legislature, by the way. Those bills are being written by lobbyists. They're not even written by legislators.
And which it is a partnership. I understand. But right now we have an imbalance and a complete overrun state of affairs. I would like to see a part-time legislature.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? or just don't do as much
One more
damage.
day that the government isn't operational up there in Sacramento doing something to overrun our lives.
Yeah.
What a novel thought.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on that? I know. Travis Allen brought that up. I'm hoping that John Cox is open to that.
Absolutely. Here's the thing. We, the team I'm on, Team Freedom, we're all running to say, give us less power.
Right.
Literally, that's the pitch. Let us have less ability to reach in. And as a famous quote was, a liberal is someone who's, when you're having a shower, wants to reach in and adjust the temperature for you. Give us less of an ability to do that.
Right. Well, that's it. I mean, now, what is your plan for today? Where are you off to next?
Well, as you know, I have 4 kids. So one of them just turned 18. She will get to vote. So I'm waiting to vote until she gets out of school. We will go vote. We will eat it in and out. Then I will make my family's first home-cooked meal in a very long time. And we're going to celebrate at home with my mom, my sister, and my friends who have really helped me, a couple people who have gotten close to on this campaign. And we're going to just sit down and toast the joy of the democratic process, of the republic of the greatest country on God's green earth that I'm so happy to have adopted me and to have adopted it. Really, it's an amazing gift. To participate in a process. When I came here as an 11-year-old, I'll never forget my first day of school. People stood up to say the pledge, and I went, what is going on? I have no idea what these words are or what they mean. And now, boy.
Don't they resonate?
It's a big deal. Yeah.
You know, that was one of the things I recall as a child is we would sing the national anthem, and then we would say the Pledge of Allegiance. And I remember every time I would get chills. And at that point, when I was a young child in first grade, I really didn't see the value in the words, and understand the impact of everything that went into what that was, what that meant. And still I got chills. There's something about the liberties and freedoms that we have and the country that was built and what our founders had conceived in their minds and their hearts that I believe was inspired by God to help get us to where we are today. And understanding that there are people who don't want the flag flying, understanding there are people who don't want the Pledge of Allegiance in schools, that
it's already gone, by the way, in some schools. I mean, my kids are lucky enough to go to a private school, and after 7th grade, they don't say it. And even when you were little, and you were probably saying "To the Republic" for Richard stands, which a lot of kids thought was the line, it does touch your heart, and it should touch your heart.
Right. Well, I really would like to see us get back to the place where we're proud Americans, and not because we feel like we're better than anybody or everybody else, whatever perspective people think that looks like, but because we're leading the charge for the future of this great earth, really. And I just want to get us back to that space. And I'm so glad that you have a vision which looks to be that it'll restore order, less government, less regulation, less tax to help get our country back on track. Because, when government gets out of the way, we can be a free people.
Oh, and can you imagine an unleashed California?
Absolutely.
It would be a great and beautiful thing.
It's like Texas and Iowa mixed together and just on fire. So,
but better looking people and topography. Sorry,
well,
Texas,
let's not get vain right there.
We
okay?
love you. I'll get a little vain. I chose California.
White, and blue. Okay, we all read red, white, and blue, and we're Americans. So, all right, Roxanne. Well, thank you for joining us here on the Erin Cruz Show again, and we want to follow up with you maybe in the next day or two and hear how everything went, hear how your home cooked meal went, and thank you again for running.
And thank you again for all you do, Erin.
Oh, goodness. It's my honor. God bless. Take care.
Take care.